Imagine you're a detective and you've just been handed the most perplexing case of your career. It's a typical Tuesday morning when the call comes in. A wealthy man, the pillar of the community, has been found dead in his opulent mansion. No signs of forced entry, no struggle, nothing out of place. It's as if the man simply dropped dead in the middle of his daily routine. But death is seldom that simple, is it? Especially when there's a riddle to solve. The only clue to this mystery is a cryptic note left at the scene. A note that makes no sense. A note that could mean anything or nothing at all. A note that holds the key to the truth. The question now, my friend, is can you see through the fog of the unknown? Can you piece together the puzzle that's been laid before you? Can you solve the riddle of the wealthy man's death? As a detective, you know the devil is in the details, so let's examine the clues. Our scene of the crime is a secluded, stately manor, nestled in the heart of a dense forest. It's the kind of place where secrets hide in the shadows and the walls whisper tales of intrigue. The crime? A classic case of murder. The victim, a wealthy aristocrat, was found lifeless in his study, a room filled with 1,000 curiosities, from ancient artifacts to rare books. The first clue, a cryptic note, was discovered clutched in the victim's cold hand. The note reads, "The truth lies where the sun casts no shadow." A riddle, a hint, or perhaps a red herring. Only our investigation will reveal that. Next, we find an overturned chair, suggesting a struggle. But strangely, there are no signs of forced entry. The room is a fortress, with a single door and no windows. The door was locked from the inside, and the key was still in the lock. How did our perpetrator commit the crime and escape this seemingly impenetrable room? Adding to the mystery is the fact that the victim was a recluse, seldom venturing outside his manor. He lived alone, with only a butler for company. The butler insists he heard nothing unusual on the night of the murder, and yet he was the one who discovered the body. Lastly, we have a curious artifact, a sundial, found on the victim's desk, an odd possession for a man who spent his days indoors. Could this hold the key to our riddle? Every detail, every clue, is a piece of the puzzle. The crime scene is a tangled web of questions and contradictions. A locked room, a cryptic note, an odd artifact, and a butler who claims to know nothing. Now that we have all the clues, it's time to put on our thinking caps. In every mystery, there are always suspects, and in this case, there are three. First up, we have the butler, a man of impeccable manners and unimpeachable loyalty, or so it seems. Born and raised in the house he now serves, he knew the ins and outs of the mansion better than anyone. On the night of the crime, he claimed to be in the wine cellar, conducting an inventory of the household's vintage collection, an alibi that is yet to be verified. Next in line is the wealthy man's estranged wife. She is a socialite, known for her extravagant lifestyle and a penchant for drama. Despite their bitter separation, she insists that she was at a charity gala on the night of the crime, surrounded by a sea of witnesses. But with a motive as strong as hers, can we take her alibi at face value? Our final suspect is the business partner, a shrewd entrepreneur who had been at odds with our victim over a contentious business deal. He claims to have been on a transatlantic flight during the time of the crime, an alibi that seems ironclad. But in this digital age, could he have orchestrated the crime from thousands of feet in the air? These are our three main suspects: the butler, the estranged wife, and the business partner, each with their own alibis and motives. In the game of crime and deception, appearances can be deceiving, and alibis can be fabricated. It's up to us to separate the truth from the lies. As we delve deeper into the mystery, remember to keep an open mind. The most obvious suspect may not always be the culprit, and the most unsuspected can sometimes be the most dangerous. With these suspects in mind, who do you think is the culprit? The moment of truth has arrived. Have you figured out who killed the wealthy man? Let's unravel this mystery together. Our first clue was the broken watch found at the scene. It was stuck at 6:30, the exact time the wealthy man's life was tragically cut short. But who would have access to such a personal item? The butler, of course. As the one responsible for the man's daily schedule, he would know when the watch was unattended. But what about the mysterious phone call that the gardener received, you ask? Well, that was a clever misdirection. The gardener did receive a call, but it was from the wealthy man's business partner, inquiring about a rare plant for his collection. A harmless conversation, not a sinister plot. And the maid? Her alibi was airtight. She was at the local market, her weekly routine, confirmed by the shopkeeper. The torn page from the diary, found in her room, was an unfortunate coincidence. It was a page the wealthy man had discarded, which she took to use as a bookmark. Now, let's not forget the cryptic note, payback time. It seemed to point towards the wealthy man's estranged brother, a man with a motive. But, as it turns out, the note was a part of a friendly poker game between the two, a playful jab rather than a murderous threat. So, who does that leave us with? The butler. His access to the watch, his knowledge of the wealthy man's routine, and the absence of a solid alibi all make him our prime suspect. The broken watch was not just a clue, it was a silent witness, pointing us directly towards the culprit. And there you have it, the solution to our mystery. Did you guess correctly? If not, don't worry, there's always the next mystery to solve. We hope you enjoyed solving this mystery with us. Did you manage to piece together the clues and unmask the culprit? If you enjoyed this riddle, please hit the like button below. We'd also love to hear your thoughts. Did our clues lead you down the right path, or did the cunning butler manage to deceive you? Leave your answers in the comments section. And if you love a good mystery as much as we do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more intriguing detective riddles. Thank you for joining us in this thrilling journey. Until next time, keep your detective hat on.